So critical to quality factors are quality parameters set by the organization relating to the customer's needs. A CTQ-Tree is a diagram-based tool that helps develop and deliver quality products and services. Now, when we are developing a CTQ-Tree, there are three columns that we need to look at, or three factors. The first thing is what the customer is actually telling us. What does that mean to the customer? And then how can we make that measurable, which is our CTQ. So let's go over an example. A great example that I like to use is going to buy a TV. Now, a lot of us, or vast majority of us, have already bought a TV. So let's say that our problem that we're trying to solve for is that we're going to go to a store and we want to buy a good TV. So I'm going to say, I want a good TV. This is what I've told my sales rep. So now, if I'm a good sales rep and I know how to do my job, I'm going to be asking a lot of qualifying questions to really understand what this means. Because when we look at I want a good TV, that's very vague and ambiguous. We don't know what good means. My interpretation of good is going to be different than your interpretation of good. So our sales rep is going to ask us a series of questions. And with that, they're going to get some valuable information. And what they find out about what I want a good TV to be is that it needs to be of high quality. It has to be affordable. And you're going to have to deliver it to my house because I can't take it in my car. So now we have drivers that kind of come back and tell us what good means. But those are still vague. I still don't understand what high quality means, what affordable means, and what delivery means. So I need to ask some additional questions. So in order to measure what quality, affordability, and delivery means, I've got to create my CTQ, or my critical to quality. So in terms of high quality, my TV has to be a 4K TV, and it has to be a smart TV. In terms of affordability, it has to cost less than $2,000. And it has to be delivered to my house. So all of these now become a CTQ. So now the question is are these good CTQs? Can they be measurable? Do I know what good looks like? Well, can we measure whether or not the TV is a 4K TV and a smart TV? Absolutely we can, because it's binary. It either is those things or it's not those things. So that is a good CTQ. Can we measure whether or not it's less than or equal to and greater than $2,000? Well, absolutely we can. So that's a good CTQ. And then can we measure whether or not that TV is going to be delivered to the house? Yes, we can. Either we can deliver it to the house or we can't. So they're measurable. So as long as we can meet all three of these requirements of the customer, then the customer is buying a good TV. That's how a CTQ tree works. So let's talk about the concept of quality function deployment. Now, quality function deployment, or QFD, is a process to understand the customer's needs and to translate them into a set of design and manufacturing requirements, while motivating businesses to focus on its customers. It does help companies to design and build more competitive products in less time with less money. And it also helps you to understand customer requirements, organizational strengths and weaknesses, areas where most of the work is being done, and where the focus should be. So here's a great diagram on the quality function deployment because it involves 4 phases. The output of a phase is the input of the next phase. So in the beginning, you see that we have this input that goes into product planning. That product planning then creates an output, which then becomes the input of the product design. The product design then has an output, which then becomes the input of process planning. And then that output becomes the input for process control. And then finally, the output from process control is really establishing process control plans, maintenance plans, and training plans to control operations.